Hello, Accounting 2. All right, we're in 4-3, work together. And with this, you have to do these financial statements. You have to complete the income statement, the statement of stockholders' equity, balance sheet, statement of cash flows. Really, I'm only looking for the income statement and the balance sheet. Okay? Don't worry about the statement of cash flows. You will have to do statement of stockholders' equity to be able to do the balance sheet. So we're only doing these first three. Only did the first three. Up here, our reference materials for 4-1 work together, 4-2 work together. They're going to be needed to fill these in. Just warning you right now. All the data, all the numbers that we're going to need are on these documents. 4-1 and 4-2 work together. So let's open up the income statement. And we're on page 116 of the book. 116 of the book. Okay. And it says instruction number 1, complete the income statement. Calculate and record the vertical analysis ratios for each amount in the fourth column of the statement. So we're doing the income statement. Now to do this, and this is what makes Accounting 2 and not Accounting 1, you did income statements in Accounting 1, but you didn't do them with different departments. And so now we have different departments. So we got to go up here, and I'm not sure, can't remember if it's 4-1 or 4-2 that gives us the dollar amounts that we need for this. Let me look at 4-2. Yep, 4-2, the departmental margin statement. This is what's needed to give you your information to fill in our income statement. Okay, so you'll notice that this first one, is just for kitchens. Just for kitchen. Okay, and down here, we have to fill in for kitchen. There's kitchen. Okay, so net sales for kitchen. And we go right here. Look, here's net sales for kitchen. It says it right there. Net sales, and this is kitchen. So 403, 663.03. Okay, so let's keep going with kitchen. It says cost of merchandise sold. So that's the next section. Cost of merchandise sold. This line down here. And it's this 190 right here. 190, 539 and 6 cents. Okay. Gross profit. It says here on the next line, gross profit. So you come over, there it is. Actually, it's just adding these two together, or subtracting these from one from the other. So 213, 123.97. Okay, so that's for kitchen. Now, let's see what else we need to get for kitchen. Come on down. Direct expenses for kitchen. Direct expenses for kitchen. So we have total direct expenses for kitchen is this right here, 76,215.20. And the departmental margin. So your profit minus your expenses will tell you how much this department alone, kitchen, is making. And it's right down here, 136,908.77. So your net sales minus your cost of how much it costs you to put the merchandise on the shelves gives you your gross profit. You take away your direct expenses from just that kitchen department, and you find out the kitchen for the year made $136,908.77. Okay. So now we go down on this and it says bath. Further down says bath. So now we've got to take this information for bath and put it in this other column. Let's see if we can see it at the same time. It's not cooperating. Not cooperating. I can't move it to be able to see it. Okay, so right here in this box, we need net sales. 300,723.95. Okay, cost of merchandise sold. I'm just going to scroll down a little bit further. And here's our cost of merchandise sold right here. 120,747.59. The next box is asking for gross profit, which is on this next line. 179,976.36. Next, it's asking for direct expenses. Total direct expenses is here. $92,632.57. And then here it's asking departmental margin for just this department. $87,343.79. Okay. Whoop, I put too many zeros in this one. I wondered if I had done that. All right, so these we all got off of up here. We got those numbers out of the 4-2 work together. Okay, now we go over here. We're going to add these across for the whole company. Apparently this company only has a kitchen department and a bath department. That's it. So add these across. So this is 704, 386.98. All I did was add it across. This one I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to add it across. Just going to add it across. 311, 286.65. Just going to add it across. Now here's the thing. I added that across. This gross profit, I added it across. I should be able to subtract. I'll take 704, 386.98 minus this 311, 286.65, and I got the same amount. So coming across here with my gross profit, I got the same as taking the 704, subtracting the 311. Okay. Now direct expense, I got to add across. $168,847.77. All right. I go across for my departmental margin. Add it across. I got $224,252.50. Now I'm going to check myself by coming down here. I'm going to take the gross profit minus the direct expenses to get the departmental margin. I'm going to subtract 393 100.33 minus 168 847.77, and look at that, it comes out to 224 252.56. Now this last column says percentage of net sales. This is your net sales. So when you get a percentage, to get a percentage, you always have to divide. It's always a division. Okay? And so this is net sales divided by net sales. This is always going to be 100%. Now what it wants me to do is get a percentage of sales. So I take this number, 311, 286.65, divided by the dollar amount for net sales. So I'm going to make a fraction out of this. The 311, 286.65 divided by 704, 386.98. Just divide them. The small number goes on top. You put the small number in first, hit the divide key, and then put the larger number in. And I got 44 point, let's see, how many decimal points do they want over? I don't know, I'm going to put 9. Oh, okay, so it only wants one decimal point, so 44.2. Okay, so now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take this number and divide it by net sales. Take my gross profit total here and divide it by my net sales. And I got 55.8. Now do this. 100 minus 44.2 gives you 55.8. Yeah. Now, direct expenses. This number divided by net sales. It says net sales on each one of these. Okay, so this always goes in the denominator. So 168, 847.77 divided by 704, 386.98. And I got 24.0 because you're going to have to round it up. And now for this last one, we're going to take this, the 224, 252.56 divided by the net sales. Okay, so we got 31.8% there. Okay, and probably if you take the 55.8 minus the 24, I'm just guessing. Yeah, it comes out to 31.8. All right, so now I go down here to indirect expenses. So indirect expenses would be those things that the whole store uses, but you got to pay from it. You got to pay all this stuff equally amongst all the departments. Okay, so let's find these numbers for this. And it says the first one here is credit card expense, credit card fee expense. I'm going to guess this was over here, maybe. 4-1, is it here? That's adjusting entries. Maybe not. Now let's look at 4-2. It's not in 4-2, so it must be 4-1. Sorry for the flipping back and forth. Looking for the credit card expenses. Adjusted trial balance. Okay. Let's see if it's on here. Looking. Here are all the expenses. Here's credit card fee expense, $4502.93. Well, let's see. I won't move over anymore that way. Okay, so this first one is the credit card. We get it right here. Credit card fee expense, $4502.93. Okay. Now let's see what this next box is. The next box is depreciation expense for office equipment. Here's just depreciation expense for office equipment, $72.50. All right. The next box is asking us for depreciation expense for store equipment, and that's $84.90. The next line asks us for insurance expense, which is $15,500. Next line asks us for miscellaneous expense, which is $2813.28. $2813.28. After miscellaneous, it asked for payroll tax expense. Payroll tax expense. And that's all it says, but here it says administrative. So I guess we'll have to take that. $6149.34. $6149.34. Okay. That was payroll tax expense. Now is rent expense. Rent expense is $18,000. And after rent, it asks for salary expense for administrative. Salary expense, $71,001.51. Okay, the next one, it asks for supplies. Supplies is down here, $4147.89. $4147.89. Right there. Then, after supplies, it asks for uncollectible accounts expense. Uncollectible accounts expense, $2023.85. $2023.85. And the last one they asked for is utilities expense. And utilities expense is $6435.07. Got it right there. Okay, so now it asks for total indirect expenses, which means that I have to add all of these up, all of these, and put them in this box down here. Okay, so take out your calculator. Let's get this done. 4502.93 plus 7250 plus 8490 plus 15500 plus okay. I came up with 146,313.87. You know what? I'm gonna add it one more time just to be sure. Since I'm here, I want to be accurate. And I got the same thing for total indirect expenses. Okay, it says income before income tax. So what is above this number, this indirect expenses? Remember, expenses are taken out of your profit, right? So we're going to go up in this same column here, and this right here gives us a departmental margin. 224,252.56. This is the profit that those two departments have given the store. So we're going to go down here and we're going to subtract these expenses off of it. Because you have to pay your bills. And I got 77,938.69. Okay, I'm going to do it again, just make sure. So I got this 224,252.56 take away my indirect expenses, 146,313.87, and I got 77,938.69. Good. Okay, now it says less federal income tax expense. So we got to find this number. Well, this number is going to be back where we just were. We're going to go down to the bottom. Federal income tax expense, 16,367.12. So I'm going to put that in right here. Here it is. Okay. 16,367.12. 16,367.12. Okay. Now, it says net income. So you're going to subtract these. Subtract them. Subtract them. I got 61,571.57. I'm going to do it a second time just to make sure I've got it right. $61,571.4. Okay. So net income. This is after they have paid all their bills. This is how much the company has after they paid all their bills. Now here's the thing. You see this fourth column. Remember we up here we did these? We had to do the same thing to these. So this would be the numerator. Remember how we did that? 146, 313.87 divided by net sales. 704, 386.98. And it comes out to 20.8%. 20.8%. Now I'm finding the next percentage. You guessed it. Put this in the numerator and then hit divide and put this 704, 386.98, and that comes out to be 11.1%. 16,367.12 divided by, up here, 704, 386.98. Come down here, and that is 2.3% of net sales goes to taxes, federal income tax. And now we find out our net profit percentage compared to net sales. So put this in, hit the divide key, come back up here, 704, 386.98, and you'll come back down, and 8.7% of their net sales, 8.7% of their net sales is what they get to keep. That's what that means. Okay. Now, and we're done with that one. Yay. And then we go to this one, stockholders' equity. And this, if you will look on page, okay, so what we just did, you can find on page 112. What we just did, you can find on page 112. What we're getting ready to do is on page 113. I don't know if we need to do this or not. I just want you to do the balance sheet. Let's just go on over here to the balance sheet and see if we can get through it. All right. See, down here it says total stockholders' equity. I just want to get through the balance sheet. Okay, balance sheet. We're going to go to this 4-1. Then we need to go down to the general ledger. And we're going to find, there should be one here for cash. Did I skip it? Tell you what, I'm going to do this in a separate video because it's just taking a long time. Okay, so I will see you on the next video. Stay well and stay safe and stay warm and dry too.